welcome to the Rankled Engineer. I've got a build for you today. This is my current saw blade storage. It's wonderful, isn't it? I've been trying to organize the shop, trying to get things cleaned up, and it's moving along slowly. As I was cleaning out the garage, I realized this is not ideal for storing saw blades. So I've got my table saw blades in here, I've got my chop saw blades in here. As you can see in the nice Florida weather, it rained one day when I stuck this out on the, I just moved this whole thing out onto like the trunk or the hood of my car, and it rained on that blade. Most of the blades in here aren't great, they're old, but this is my main ripping blade, so having it in this condition is not a good thing. So as you can see, I've got metal stacked on metal, and then the miscellaneous abrasive discs that get put everywhere. I've got blades that should be thrown away or made into knives or whatever else you can do with those. So the goal is to turn it into this and to be able to have a nice, basically file cabinet for these saw blades. Took me about 2 hours. Probably could have done it a little bit faster if I wasn't filming and those kinds of things. One of the awesome, this was my first time using a riveter. I bought this tool, and hats off to DeWalt. I've got a buddy who sells DeWalt anchors. This is a great tool. First time using rivets, and I like them. I only had to cut one off and redo it. It came out clean, and I definitely am going to be using them later for more builds. So a new skill I've got, I'm using the pop riveter. Let's dive into the build. All right, so I previously cut out my pieces. These are the drawers. And I went ahead and cut a notch here so that as they stack, there's a little bit of room to grab the handle on each one. So I made the handles out of 3/4 by 3/4 by 1/8 angle, cut to 2 inches. I actually cut those on the chop saw with my older 80 tooth blade, and it worked pretty well. It's the first time I've really cut aluminum before with a carbide blade, and I always am worried about it because I don't want to mess up the carbide blade faster and have it not cut my wood really well. But since I have another blade and that one's getting ready to get retired, I figured it was a good chance to try it. Nice clean cut, just a little bit of sandpaper to clean it up, and then I did pop rivets for the first time to connect these so that I had a nice clean bottom, and with a 1/4 inch shelves, I didn't want to be trying to get a screw into that or anything like that. And I was pleased with the pop riveter. That's a new tool that I will have in my arsenal. I bought it like 3 years ago, and it sat in a drawer, and finally saw the perfect time to use it. The shelves, 1/4 inch, this is actually poplar. It's actually 5 millimeters, not quite 1/4 inch. It's like 1/5 of an inch. It's a new product they have at Lowe's. It seems to be pretty good. I mean, it's a hardwood plywood. It's 3-ply with a veneer. But it cut pretty well, and it seems to be relatively square. I will complain a little bit about plywood. I can't believe the prices of plywood. They just keep going up and up, it seems like every year. And it really annoys me. And even OSB has gotten to where it's just so expensive. I was going to use 1/2 inch plywood for the sides and the back and everything, but I only had 3/4 in the shop. So just some sanded plywood that I had lying around that we cut through. We ran through the table saw, went ahead and used the 1/4 inch for the back. So here's the sides, 12 sliding shelves that seem to fit in relatively nicely. I think that'll work really well. So we need to, I guess, glue and screw, and then I have some covering, some material, some mat to put down on each of the drawers so that as I stack the saw blades, they're not that the wood's gonna damage them, but I think it'll be a nice little addition. And then I can also cut extra sheets, and then I can stack two blades when needed in a drawer. So I've got the compressor up, got my nails, got my glue. We're gonna go ahead and start putting this together. It should go just like that. And I left an extra large thing at the top so that I can put, you know, the wrenches and stuff. This is going to be installed on the back side of my table saw. And I figure I also have a dado set that I can stick on top of it. I was a little frustrated when I was cutting these slots because I did it just in 2 passes on the saw table. That my little table saw does not have the capacity on the arbor to use a dado blade. I've used it a couple times. It's a little scary because it isn't really supposed to have a dado stack on there. But I was doing some work that really required a dado, and so I went ahead and risked it. But I did not want to do that today for something so easy. So what I feel like having all this wood just being used to hold saw blade it's a bit extreme, I think. It seems like a lot. It will greatly simplify my storage for my saw blades. Able to cut all of this on my little table saw. It's been a while since I've done a project where I don't have to get out the circular saw to rip down my plywood, and it felt good. It felt good. I've started collecting all the little bits and tools in some various containers that I need to organize and put away. And I'm realizing that when you work in the shop and the garage, you end up wanting duplicates of a lot of tools. So you don't have to run back and forth. Moment of truth. So, that all works appropriately. There we go. So that comes right in there. I kind of like that. Glad I put that notch in there. So I would have liked to have put the rivets with this on the metal side, on the aluminum side, but because I was into wood, it made more sense to have the larger head. And then the other issue is that normally I would install these handles on the bottom, but I was trying to maintain as much clearance between the 2 levels as possible. And so I just was trying to minimize how much stuff was hanging down there, and even that 1/8 of an inch was going to take it away. These are really tight shelves. I need to find a stapler, and we can punch the back. One of my engineering buddies sent me a link to a YouTube video that was a correspondence course at one of the UCs in Southern California from like the 40s, and it talked about, it's an intro video on carpentry. And it showed all the different things that you could do with carpentry. And everything they were doing was without power tools. And I think I like it now, where we have more power tools than we need. But they still built some beautiful things. Alright. Check out the drawers. Make sure we're... I got a little, should have done 3 passes with the table saw. And in some of them I only did 2. And so there's a little ridge in the center. It'll work out. Alright, so now that's great. That's good stuff. Next step's going to be putting this stuff down, which means I need to cut some squares. So these are 13 by 13, so they'll fit my 12-inch blades without too much fuss. And then if I'm lucky, a couple 5-inch blades. So I think if I cut these to 12 by 12 and glue them down, gun that I really liked. It was a DeWalt glue gun, and I left it on for a really long time, like weeks. Needless to say, it does not function right now. So I got this one, and it seemed to work all right. And my youngest glued a ton of stuff. And now it kind of leaks when it's hot. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. I used to use a lot of hot glue as a kid. Popsicle stick, bridges, all those fun things. Alright, it's done. Well, when I get more material, it'll be done. So I've got the bottom 6 have the squishy that it seems to pull out most of them pretty easily. I got these nice little holes, plenty of room for them. And I can label them, so that'll be nice. Be able to label those. I gotta get some saw blades, see if this thing works. Alright, so stacked dado set. So I got some room for that. So I got all these abrasive discs that I use for different things. But I probably, this looks like a metal one. And these are full of masonry, so those go right there. Metal. Part of this lets me, got a lot of blades that should be just thrown away or passed on. I've got my new 100-tooth one that I have not taken care of yet. I haven't even opened it yet. So that one needs to go in here. This is my ripping blade. Right in there. Like these are old blades that I have had for a long time. And I think the ultimate idea would be to be able to throw one in here, put another piece of padding on there, and be able to double up some of these that I'm just not using. Blade's actually not too bad, and you can see I'm putting these in any order. Well, that's a gorgeous blade. 100 teeth. A nice special one. We'll put that one right at the bottom. there you have it. Easy, simple build, a couple hours. A little more plywood than you probably want to use. But I should never lose a saw blade. And I should get rid of the crappy way I had of organizing my blades before. Thanks for joining the Rankled Engineer. Follow us on all those fun social media sites. We'll be back with you soon with another shop build.